Alright, section 8.5, order of operations with real numbers. Okay, let's get into the operations of this and what is it going to be. We are going to be using, let me scoot this over just a little bit, use the rules of orders of operations. Okay, and what are they? Well, orders of operations, I do not know what is going on with my screen here today, but the rules of orders of operations are simplified within the grouping symbols such as the parentheses. We're going to find powers, we're going to look for multiplication and division, and we're going to look for addition and subtraction. Okay, just let's go back. I'm going to go back one slide here. Okay, and remember that our orders of operations, we can think of it like a just kind of a little word play here of what we used to do whenever we used, let's do this right here, of PEMDAS. Okay, put a little period in between each one of these, and let's remember that this right here means the parentheses. Okay, that's parentheses, brackets, everything. It does not include absolute value. Here is exponents. Okay, here, okay, from left to right, okay, it's going to be multiplication and division. And then here, okay, also from left to right, it's going to be addition and subtraction. Okay, left to right means whatever you hit first. Okay, it doesn't mean you always do the multiplication and then you do the division. And okay, no, multiplication, division, it doesn't matter what order it comes. That's how you're gonna have to do it. Okay. Alright, I think maybe I have the screen fixed here. It says use other grouping symbols or absolute value bars such as the absolute value and the fraction bar and the square root symbols. Okay. Sometimes, okay, the thing about the absolute value is want to be careful because we usually don't distribute end to an absolute value, but you notice we can simplify inside of it. Okay, so don't distribute into it. Okay, so let's continue on. Okay, even though the mnemonic PEMDAS is helpful, remember that multiplication and division are performed as they appear. Let's just like what I just said here. Let me show you. Okay, left to right. Also addition and subtraction before they appear. Left to right. Okay, notice here it was division first. Okay, then the multiplication. Okay, that's how that would work. Here the multiplication was first and then the division. Okay, we want to remember those things. Okay, so let's simplify this one. Like I said, this lesson is going to be mainly just showing you some of the examples. We'll do most of our major lifting of the work will be in the Hogs examples. So notice here it's saying get the exponent done first. So let's kind of do the, in fact I'll write it out like this. Let's go and write our PEMDAS. Okay, in this one, notice that we're going to do this first. Okay, we're going to do the exponents. And then looking left to right, okay, we have division happening, so that's going to happen second. And then we have the multiplication, so that's going to happen third. And then we have subtraction, so that is going to happen fourth. And maybe that's how you're going to need to see it. You know, maybe you need to number it out like this, however you want to do it. Okay, let's do another one here. Okay, let's look through this. First off, notice that we have exponents. Okay, and we have parentheses, we have subtraction, we have multiplication. So, first things first, come in here, let me get my pen. Okay, we're going to come in here, we'll write PEMDAS again. What am I using in this one? Well, the first one's going to be the exponents. Okay, well, if you look here, I've got a parenthesis, so the parenthesis is going to come first. And then I can look and go, okay, but inside that parenthesis, I have an exponent. So technically speaking, I need to go ahead and take care of the exponent that is inside. That's how come I said the exponent came first. And then we're going to start on the parentheses. So you've got two exponents here. Get rid of those. That's exactly what they did here. Okay. And then looking across, notice, okay, I have a subtraction happening inside the parenthesis. So that needs to happen. Okay. So still taking care of the parenthesis there. And then looking on, okay, we come in here, we're going to subtract the inside of the parentheses right there. Okay, subtract the inside, we'll kind of look at it right there. And then we're going to get 9 minus 1, which is going to get us our 8. Well, looking left to right, we've got two multiplications happening. So that could be our third thing that we're going to do. And then our last thing will be our multiplication. So notice sometimes your 1 and 2 may be kind of put together like it's always going to be parenthesis first, but inside that parenthesis, then we've got to start doing the order of operations that's inside the parenthesis. Okay, let's look at another example here. Well, we've got a different type of one here, okay? So I've got exponents happening, okay? And then I've also got some brackets, and I've got some parentheses that are going to need to be taken care of. So what you're going to want to do first is, okay, I'm going to write this out. We've got the PEMDAS going on. Okay, obviously you're going to start doing your parenthesis first. That's going to be 1. But then look inside the parenthesis, like look here and look here. This one, you can go ahead and do the subtraction on this, and you're going to get the -3 as they show here. This one, notice inside this parenthesis, we have this exponent happening. So we need to take care of this parenthesis first before we start doing anything else. Okay, so notice what they do here. They take care of the parenthesis there. They take care of the parenthesis here. Okay, and they're going to get -23. Well, remember the absolute value of -23 is 23. Okay, so continuing on, we pretty much have only done 1 and 2. And remember, 1 and 2 is kind of depending on what you're looking at. Okay, take care of the absolute value bars, and then it's literally just going to be it's going to be add and subtract from left to right. Okay, so we're going to add, and then we're going to subtract. So it does go in order, so we can go 3 and 4 here. Okay, there was nothing else happening here. We didn't have any sort of multiplication happening. We didn't have any sort of division happening. So just be very careful and aware of what's happening. Well, let's do one more, and then we'll kind of jump into some Hawks examples. Okay, this is going to be one of those weird ones because look, we have a parenthesis here. Okay, and we have a parenthesis here, and we got exponents. So remember, let me write this down. Okay, work from inside out. Okay, so I'm going to look at this guy right here all the way across. Notice I've got a big bracket here. I'll put that in blue. Okay, well, if I start looking carefully, notice I also have a smaller bracket on the inside. Okay, well, looking at that, I've got this small bracket there. Well, what's happening in the smaller bracket? Well, inside this smaller bracket, notice I've got some exponents. We know we're going to have to do the exponents first from the PEMDAS. Okay, that's what they show. Then we're going to take care of the multiplication. That's going to be first. That's going to be second. And then this part right here will be third. Okay, once we get that, we can look all the way down here, and let's see. We get this right here. That's how they get us from this point. Okay, well, since I've got that -34, now I've got this -34 divided by 2. Well, notice right here in the bigger parenthesis, this needs to happen first because that's the exponent. Well, once I do the exponent, I get this, and I got to work all this from, I can work the division first and then the addition. Okay, and then once this is simplified to just one simple bracket, you can look over on the next page. Okay, notice I get this. So working in my PEMDAS style here, I've got subtraction and multiplication. Well, obviously, I'm going to have to take care of the multiplication first here, so I'm going to have to do -2 times a -13. Well, negative and negative creates our positive 26. 9 plus 26 is 35. Okay. Well, and then also look here, because of the rules of operations, at no time do we subtract 9 from 2. They can't do that. You got to do the PEMDAS first, so MD left to right first. Okay, we'll do a whole bunch of these on Hawks and then just kind of go from there.